What do you make of this whole Dhurandhar is propaganda charge?
See, if you look at the defining the word propaganda, is you're trying to pitch in something sometimes could be false, exaggerated, or misrepresented to make your point. You know, we communicate. Every one of us have our belief systems. You know, I'll just give an example. If in a court there's a prosecution and there's a defense, the prosecution's purpose is to prove the accused guilty, and the defense purpose is to prove non-guilty. So they will have selective evidence in the way they present, the way they argue the case. That also will come under propaganda for me, because the purpose is that. But do you call it a propaganda? No, you don't. So Aditya Dhar is entitled to have his viewpoint, his belief system. Likewise, and the only way, in fact, I just put a tweet on the way to here, and the people who believe it's a propaganda and full of lies, all they need to do is to get their own Aditya Dhar and make a film debunking whatever Dhurandhar is trying to push. So I have a problem with the very word propaganda. So every one of us, always we push our point. It could be some channels will say this, some channels say the negative. Whole world over in the social media, wherever it is, all of them are trying to push their belief into the market and see what it sticks. So I don't think is anything different. Now see whether are you going to define it as Aditya Dhar didn't believe it, but he did it for a purpose of someone else's thing? That you can talk about that till the cows come home. How does it make a difference?
Yeah.
And that is one part in the content you're saying. The other part is in the point of how he did it. You see, there is no such thing as truth in today's world. It's about what seems believable, what looks believable to the majority. Let me put it that way. So if the majority of the people going by its collections are believing it to be the truth, then how does it make a difference if somebody else says that?
No, it doesn't make a difference, but I wanted to just see what you thought about this
Yeah,
propaganda.
I don't believe. See, my point is the sources of information, what he believed as a free individual in a country, as a filmmaker, he's got every right to believe that. There could be someone who will say otherwise, you know. But how does he know? No, see, Aditya also cannot prove. He's just showing what he believes.
Yeah.
No.
I like the analogy you made about a courtroom where each side presents
Correct.
selective evidence
Correct.
in order to make a case, as in
Correct.
But I think the idea of propaganda, why this film is because I think uh, some people expect balance, like a certain kind of a certain kind of balance in terms of storytelling, and
But see, balance as a word, I think, is being too loose to that. You know, in the context. Let me put it this way. Now, to start with, a film, no matter what you say, based on true story or the huge disclaimer they gave in the beginning, you know, it is not supposed to be taken
right.
literally. You know, it is the point. If you write a book or if you write a column or if you review a film, you will talk only about your opinion.
Yeah,
You know? And your opinion might not be shared by the box office, maybe some other critic or some other viewer or whatever. So all of us at the end of the day are expressing our views. So this question of it should be balanced from whose perspective.
yeah.
If this is what he believed, that is what he showed.
And one of the things that I feel many people are missing out is the fact that, of course, this is a spoiler-filled conversation. We'll put that on the thumbnail. The very fact that the final reveal of Rakesh Bedi shows that these operations have been on for a very long time. So it's across governments. It's not just that this one particular government, the frame of this story kind of happens now, but the actual person, you go back to the person who actually saves Ranveer at the end in Pakistan, is somebody put in some other government's time. So even the propaganda charge seems like it's kind of a little cloudy, that I don't.
No. See, but there my problem is, I'll tell you. Okay, I'll give parallel example. When Quentin Tarantino made Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the whole end part of the Manson family coming in and this guy killing, that never happened.
Yeah.
That's a recorded crime.
Yeah.
That is a, what do you call, it's in the records of Charles Manson's conviction, of the final conviction, how it happened. And all Tarantino said, I wanted to see something, what if this happens? I wish this could happen.
Same thing
Now,
with
that is the whole
Inglourious
point.
Bastards also.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
Hitler,
correct. It
yeah.
never. So my point is whether, see, why he did that is for Aditya to say. But if I want to speculate that Aditya made a film in the context of what he heard, what he thought could have been the truth, what was told to him by some sources, a mix of that, and finally he made a film.
Yeah.
A film by definition can never be said this is the truth.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessary at all.
Yeah.
This is my vision. See, for example, when 5 people tell me about the same incident, it's highly possible I would believe what I want to believe, not necessarily the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the context of that, I'll just give a very funny example. When I was a kid, maybe when I was a teenager or something, I always used to hear this one case, Sanjay Gandhi slapped Indira Gandhi. There was a very popular this thing because Sanjay Gandhi was a very brash, arrogant guy and all that, And I thought, what kind of nonsense they talk and all that. And then one day, and I was having drinks with some guy in Karnataka, He's a kind of a businessman, little connected to politics and all that. So he started telling me, like when Indira Gandhi was very scared whether she'll win after the emergency, Devraj Ars told her, you can win. Say, I'll make you win in some Chikmagalur. So for some reason she trusted him and she contested there and she won. Okay. After she winning, to tell thanks to the constituency, she sent Sanjay Gandhi. All this who's narrating me, this drunkard. It was 5-6 drinks down. Okay. And now Sanjay Gandhi came, and then when he was going around to thank whatever, he was accompanied by a man called Gundu Rao. So Gundu Rao told this guy, who Sanjay Gandhi, that actually it's on my commitment to Devraj happened. Devraj doesn't have anything. It is the main guy is me. For some reason, Sanjay Gandhi believed it. Gundu Rao. Now Sanjay Gandhi went back and told Indira Gandhi that actually it is Gundu Rao, we are unnecessarily pushing Devraj and this. And I think you should make Gundu Rao the CM. So Indira Gandhi said, Devraj is a guy who came and he talked, how can I make Gundu Rao? So Sanjay Gandhi called Gundu Rao, said, this is what my mom is saying. Sir, if you don't think otherwise, actually I think there is something going on between your mother and Devraj, he said. Now Sanjay Gandhi went and confronted, and in anger she slapped him, and in return he slapped her.
Okay.
This is a story he told me.
This is the story told to you by
this drunkard.
Okay.
This guy was on 5-6 drinks down, was a Karnataka politician, businessman.
Yeah.
Now I believed it. You know why? Because it sounded believable. Common sense tells me this guy couldn't have been there when Gundu Rao and Sanjay Gandhi are talking, or what's happening between Sanjay Gandhi and Indira Gandhi. But the screenplay fits in so perfectly, it sounded believable to me. Everything in life is that. So at the time, I was randomly hearing a rumor, it didn't sound believable, but now the way he viewed the scenes, one after the other, it looked believable. Now this is just a narration on between two guys who were drunk.
Yeah.
At the back of my mind, I know it is not possible for him to know.
Yeah.
But when it is being told, it looks believable.
Yeah.
So when I am seeing Dhurandhar, I don't know. I never heard of Pakistani gangs. I never heard of Lyri. I never heard of any of those characters. Till Dhurandhar came. Then I might have checked here and there. So when I am seeing all this is happening, it is being told, and I know lesser than the guy is telling me, why would I not believe?
Yeah.
One part. Then second is, I would like to believe it. Forget about believing. When I have no chance of knowing it is the truth or not, why shouldn't I like to believe it?
Yeah.
Entire world works on beliefs. It doesn't work on knowing the truth. How many truths we will know? If Trump and Iran or whatever is fighting, we will only believe what we want to believe. Iranians will believe something.
Yeah.
Americans will believe something else. Somebody else will believe. Entire thing works on just beliefs and from point of views and perspectives. Why would Dhurandhar be different?